Andreas Antonopolous, John McAfee, Roger Ver. What do all these people have in common? Well, yeah, they've all been guests on the show, but what else do they have in common? Well, along with a number of other blockchain luminaries, they're in a new book by Paul Democritou. It's called The Crypto Factor, and it provides a peek behind the blockchain to discover what it takes to succeed in the crypto world. Today, we welcome Paul to the show to discuss this book, and we'll share how you can win one of 10 copies that he's given away. It's not the X factor, it's the crypto factor. That's like X, but with a bunch of other letters. So welcome to episode number 246 of the Bad Crypto Podcast.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, ignition.
Who's bad?
And welcome, friends and senior citizens and children and all peoples of all ages who love blockchain, to the Bad Crypto Podcast. I'm Joel Comm, and that over there, that guy, him. No, not that guy. That guy. That's Travis Wright.
Yeah, get off my damn lawn. Get off my lawn with your cryptos.
So apparently we have a senior citizen in the house with us. Sir, how long have you been in the crypto space?
I got in back in 2009.
And you've aged rapidly because of it.
I sold at $1.
Crypto makes your hair go gray or fall out or something like that.
Oh, man, I made so much money. I sold at $1. It was so good.
Yeah, but you bought it 10 cents, so it was a 10X.
I made 10X, man. It was great.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the show. We're glad you're here. Got a great interview for you today, and we're going to tell you all about this book, The Crypto Factor, which I'm actually holding in my hands at this moment. It is a 438-page book packed with interviews from luminaries in the blockchain space, and we'll get to that in a moment. But first of all, wow, that was loud.
Packed with great information.
Well, as long as you have all this enthusiasm, Mr. Travis Wright, why don't you tell our listeners about our show sponsor?
Let's talk about our show sponsor for this episode, coinpayments.net. Have you ever wanted to take crypto? Do you have an e-commerce site? Do you accept payments? Do you have a business? Well, guess what? You could be using coinpayments.net. They do lead the way with a number of supported coins. Maybe you want to add your coin to Coin Payments if you have a coin of your own, right? So Coin Payments helps increase the adoption of your coin. Coin Payments provides a hosted wallet for your coin, allows businesses to accept payment in your coin using any of the Coin Payment plugins or integrations. Maybe you have WooCommerce or a Shopify or a Magento website, or you just have crypto, or you just want to accept crypto and you have a website. There might be a plugin for you. So they market the addition of your coin to other coin payment businesses and users, and you can check it out today, right now, coinpayments.net/coin hosting.
Yeah, and if you're doing business online and accepting payments, there's no reason that you shouldn't be using this and accepting cryptos as well. No reason. You can't come up with a single one.
Is it you don't like money? Do you not like people to be able to pay in their convenient method of payment of their choice? I don't know.
Yeah, what is it? Is it some other disorder you don't want us to know about? Is it about that rash that you can't get rid of? Come on. Coin payments.
Are you a coinist?
Don't be coinist.
It's true. Coinism has to end.
Thanks, Coin Payments. Thanks to all of you. And thanks to our guest, Paul Democritou, who's about to drop it like it's hot. Here it comes. It was probably about 6 months or more ago that I got an email outreach from a gentleman by the name of Paul Democritou. And Paul said, Joel, love what you and Travis are doing with the Bad Crypto Podcast, and I would be honored if you would write the foreword for my new book, which is going to be called The Crypto Factor. And I'm going to interview a bunch of cool people in the crypto space and would really love for you to kick this thing off. And I said, sounds great. And he's here with us right now to talk about his new book, The Crypto Factor, peek behind the blockchain and discover what it actually takes to succeed in the cryptosphere. Paul Democritou, welcome to Bad Crypto.
Hi, everyone. I'm very happy to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, how long ago was it actually? I can't, the time frames are all jumbled up for me because the crypto roller coaster ride has been so crazy.
Well, I think the crypto factor, the forward, you got it right. It's just about there. We originally started writing a book on success, how to succeed. And what happened was I had so many people behind crypto and blockchain that I was interviewing that we kind of went into the crypto factor as a separate book to that book.
Yeah, I was noticing. Thanks for not asking me to write the foreword. So
well, I knew Joel. It's funny. I was actually knew Joel because from Owen Video and Brian G. Johnson. And that's how I heard about him. And that's how I started reading up about him. And I found that it was a great fit because the book was originally supposed to be successful people in different industries, and crypto was part of it. Not a separate book.
Are your fifis hurt there, Travis?
Yeah, my fifis are hurt though, but that's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah, but Travis, we're getting in the next one, man.
No, that's good. No, I'm mostly joking. The only thing that hurt my fifis was ever I read the foreword and then it said Joel Comm, podcast host, but it didn't say Bad Crypto podcast host. And so
it does on the back though. This book, you have spent time speaking with a lot of people in the blockchain space, and I just want to say I'm holding a copy of the book right now. It's 437 pages.
Yeah, it was quite some work actually. Thanks to my editor, God bless her, Gail Seymour. She just made it happen.
So why did you do this book? Let's start there.
Well, initially it was, as I said before, it was a book on success and what it really takes to succeed in life and business. And then being involved in crypto myself, I saw that there was an opportunity to make a separate book. And I want people to understand what it really takes to succeed in the crypto world, if you will, and also to see if there's similar traits for successful people in general. And spoiler alert, there is. A lot of the successful people in crypto and out of crypto share similar traits.
So I would ask you this, Paul, then. So what does it take to be successful in crypto, and how are you defining that? Are you defining it as successful for an investor, successful for a crypto project, successful for a miner? Like, what are you defining success by in the crypto sphere?
Great question, Travis. Everyone defines success because that was actually one of the questions. What does success mean to you? And although a lot of people had a different look on what success is, the similarities of getting there, of achieving that success were the same, so to speak. So the mindset behind it, the success mindset was the same, whether it's for money, whether it's for freedom, whether it's to spread the word of Bitcoin or whatever else, the elements were the same. Just like all the different positions in the crypto sphere, from lawyers to pundits to people that trade to, influencers, there was a big array, different people, but the most successful people known are the ones that share similar mindsets.
And you've got some known quantities here in this book. On the back cover, I'm looking. You have interviews with Andreas Antonopolous, John McAfee, Roger Ver, Tone Vase, JR, the inventor of the ICO, Brian Evans. The list goes on here. Naomi Brockwell, Bitcoin Girl, is in here. And I start and finish this book because you've got me in as the foreword, but you also interviewed me, and I'm like, I'm last, which I'm good with. And Travis, I do mention you and Bad Crypto in that interview.
No, that's good. Actually, it looks like Paul just said, hey, who's been on Bad Crypto? Let's interview them.
Pretty much. Well, I figured I'll start and finish with Joel since he had the forward. I figured I'll have him the last as well, so it's the closing. Plus, I was really inspired by his talk, which, by the way, is going to be also in one of my other books as well, the success one, as a separate sort of thing.
That's great. It does at the very bottom of the back page, or on the back cover, it says co-host of the Bad Crypto Podcast. So there it goes. There you go. Very nice. I love that. So what was some of the key findings that you found in this book, right? So you interviewed all kinds of interesting people on many different topics and layers of the crypto world. So, I guess I would ask, what somebody reads this book, and there's going to be a lot of people out there who have already read it, a lot of people who are going to read it, and we're going to actually maybe even give some away on the show. What are some of the key findings that you found that just sort of maybe blew you away?
I'm not going to tell you the ones that blew me away. I'd like people to figure that out. I'll give you some, though. Ambition, a message that they want to share, that they believe in, consistency, right? And generally no excuses. Like they would not let anything stop them to get where they vision, hint, hint, of them getting to.
So it's all about mindset. It is completely. Yeah,
pretty much. Even the people that don't realize it, they share a lot of the same qualities as not only the people in this book, but also people like Patrick Bet-David from Valuetainment, which I've interviewed, and other greats, Ben Gay III, the living legend, and so forth. They all share the same mindset. And that was what I was trying to discover. Is there something to learn, emulate, copy, if you will, so that everyone can also follow in these footsteps?
So this is kind of like a modern day crypto Think and Grow Rich.
It is. Actually, Ben Gay III was working with Napoleon Hill himself, and it's funny. I actually mentioned it in the other book, but yeah, Think and Grow Rich, and the other one is Tools of the Titan, Tool of the Titans by Tim Ferriss. A fun fact. So one day, Ben was having Napoleon Hill, Dr. Hill, over to his house, and they had a book of the Think and Grow Rich on the table. And he actually asked Dr. Hill, how does it feel to have the most selling book ever written after the Bible? And Dr. Hill answered, it humbles me. It's the most sold book and the least read.
Wow. Yeah. I've always been a big fan of that book, Think and Grow Rich. That was the book that set me on the path of becoming an entrepreneur way back in the day. Because it was just so fascinating to me because I'm from a small country town in the middle of Missouri, and most people live there. They stay there their life. They don't get out. Very few actually get out. And so learning about, mindset and desire and vision and all that stuff was just such a powerful thing. And so kudos to you to sort of taking that and interviewing folks and discovering how that still fits today within the crypto community.
Well, I'm doing my best. After all, it's also a message from me that I want to get out there, a higher goal for me as well to succeed as much as I possibly can and help others do the same. That's how everything started from my first book, by the way.
So I'm super curious, as you went through and spoke with these people, what surprised you the most, or maybe who surprised you the most?
Okay, so that's a very good question. I think Andreas Antonopolous, because something that people need to understand is in this book, in the Crypto Factor Part 1, he is actually talking like the voice of Bitcoin, like replying as if it's Bitcoin replying to the book. In volume number 2, he's going to be himself, but volume number 1, he's Bitcoin. And that's another thing I tried to find out in this book is if Bitcoin's success, if you will, shares the same sort of traits that human beings do that succeed as well. I know it sounds kind of weird, but I tried to do that as well. And you'll be surprised to know, again, spoiler alert, a lot of the qualities that Bitcoin holds, people hold.
Well, wait, I have a question here then. Which Bitcoin is he speaking as the voice of? Is it the original BTC? Is it, we just interviewed Craig Wright, and his interviews either coming up or has just been bad crypto. And he, of course, says Bcash Satoshi's vision. And you've talked to Roger Ver, and he would say the voice of Bitcoin is different. And then you got Bitcoin Private, Bitcoin Diamond, Bitcoin Crap Coin. I mean, which Bitcoin is he speaking for?
Bitcoin Red, Bitcoin Blue, and yes, they do exist. Well, Andreas is talking about Bitcoin Core, if you will. I just call it Bitcoin. Craig Wright, which is in volume number 2, I also have an interview with him on my channel. He talks about SV, Satoshi's vision, and obviously Roger Ver talks about Bitcoin Cash. Here's something interesting that was weird, and this is something I had to check myself as a rule. Because I was a holder of Bitcoin, right? I was very biased towards it. So when I saw Bitcoin Cash come out, and then obviously Bitcoin SV, I didn't like Roger too much, and then I didn't like Craig Wright too much. But then what I reminded myself was there's three sides to a coin: heads, tails, and the edge. And you have to stand on the edge and look at all three sides. So remembering this, I'm like, wait a minute, are your feelings because you're biased and obviously you're losing money because you have Bitcoin? Let me start studying up on these people. And I've learned so much about them, both from Craig Wright and Roger Ver, that I was very impressed with both of them. And obviously Antonopolous, I was also very impressed with. Everyone has their own style, but they do share common traits, even though they believe they're completely different people. If I don't know, they might have some sort of competition, if you will, to say it mildly. They do share similar traits, and they share similar traits from everyone from the book in general. It's actually quite interesting. I was very motivated and inspired by the book myself.
Hey, Travis, before you end, ask a really great question, which I'm sure it's going to be. Just want to let you guys know that the Crypto Factor is available on Amazon.com, and we're going to be giving away 10 copies of this brand new book, and we're going to tell you how you can have an opportunity to get one of those 10 copies at the end of this episode. So stick around. And now to Mr. Travis Wright with a really great question.
Yeah, really great question on the way. So what's interesting is that I was just ready to comment is that we've recently had Craig Wright on the show. We had Roger Ver on an early show. I found Dr. Craig Wright to be incredibly insightful. I mean, very smart. He seems to know, like he was talking about stuff, and I think both Joel and I were just kind of like going, "Whoa!" We see birds flying around our heads. Like I don't know, I don't know what's going on here. So these are some very, very intelligent folks that you've had the opportunity to interview, and here are some of the questions. I'm looking at your website here, and it says you're going to learn directly from these experts what it took to get where they are and how you can get there too. How you can avoid the dangers and pitfalls of crypto and the road to success, why some failures are actually your ticket to success, and how you can gain the financial freedom that you and your loved ones deserve. I guess one question that I want to know is that second question is, how can you avoid the dangers and pitfalls of crypto on the road to success? Because crypto goes up, crypto goes down. If you hold it too long, you've just lost a whole lot of value. Some cryptos are shit coins and they're worth nothing. And some of them are scams. There's, people stealing your crypto. There's exchanges going down in crypto. I mean, how can we avoid this stuff? It's crazy sometimes.
Well, first of all, I thought you were going to ask me about my amazing sales copy, but what I should say is this. So, you can learn from people's mistakes, not just by their successes. And a lot of the questions do go into that. A lot of times, we are human beings. We don't realize that we can learn from everyone. We can learn from people that have already been there, that have went through things. Reverse psychology, as a reverse engineer. What they went through and how to not go through it. Now, failure is part of success, by the way. You need to fail in order to succeed. The thing is, it's a lot easier if you already know most of the things you can fail at and know what to look out for, rather than failing everything and taking the long route. So a good example, I can't remember who told me this example. If you were walking along the woods and you saw an old man sitting next to a tree. It was Bengay III, I remember. And this old man said, "Hey, young man, I've been through these woods. I know what it's like. Would you like me to tell you what you will see ahead?" Would you listen to him, or would you blindly walk through the woods?
It depends how stubborn I am.
Yes, it does. And and what I think is, if somebody wants to avoid the dangers of cryptocurrency, if you will, and cryptosphere, then depending how stubborn and adventurous they are, they can either ask and read the book, or they can blindly go through it and see what happens. But again, learning the mindset behind it is fundamental for success, not just in crypto, but in anything you are doing.
What are the common themes that you discovered, when you're talking to people who are successful? Failure is certainly one of those character qualities. What's another one?
Confidence, and which comes from belief of what they're doing or what they believe in. And that's a major characteristic of successful people. No matter how humble you are, how out loud you are, they're always confident.
I love how, confidently you answered that as well. Like you said it with great confidence. And I think that really demonstrates. I've got a question here about, as I'm looking through the book, this is very much interview format. You've got questions, they've got answers, and it's like a transcription of the interviews. Do you have the audio versions of all of these?
Almost all of them are on my YouTube channel. If someone just puts Paul Democritou on YouTube, or even a link, pauldtv.com, they should take you there. And I have most of the interviews on video format, including yours.
That's great. Did I make any funny faces while we were doing that or anything?
I loved your interview. Your interview was very inspiring to me. It really, made me think, and I'm like, wow, there's so much energy. You came with so much energy. It was insane. But by the way, my editor Gail.
Why is Travis laughing? Why are you laughing, Travis?
Yeah, he's got so much energy. He's insane. That's good.
Shut
up, Travis. I'm getting complimented over here. God,
that's true. My bad.
Tell me about Gail.
She's a big fan. She's my editor. She basically took all the interviews and put them in the book. That's actually, a lot of people tell me, how did you write 4 books in less than a year and a half, even the first 2 while fighting cancer, right? Well, I have a very good team. I have Gail. I would either record my book and send it to her, or in this case, she would take it from the interviews that I've done. And also Blaze, my partner, my co-author, also did, and compile them into.
Oh, well, hi, Gail. Thanks for following my work. A special shout out to you. Travis, why you got to be like that, dude? I mean, you're going to be interviewed in volume 2, so, cut it out if you're nice.
Oh my God, I'm going to have so much energy. Unbelievable. You don't even know how much energy I'm going to bring. So you have a lot of interesting chapters here, and so blockchain in every pocket. Derek Jones talked about that. What does that mean? Is he talking about the smartphone and how everybody's blockchain? Everybody's gonna have a smartphone that's powered by blockchain. What does that mean?
It's funny you should mention that. Derek Jones is actually coming out with an IMO right now as we speak, SEC certified, by the way. And it is talking about that. And there's a lot of projects with blockchain phones that he's involved with, and doing beautiful stuff with the United coin. We're about to come out with that. So I know this to the people that are listening, it's like, oh, this was planned. No, it wasn't planned. They had no idea I worked for Derek. And he's an amazing guy. He has done so much. And yes, this is one of the projects that he's talking about. You hit the nail on the coffin. You hit the nail on the head, if you will.
On the head of the nail of the coffin. You killed it, Travis. You killed the nail. You put it in the coffin. Dude, that's...
I didn't want to say coffin. This is not what I wanted to say.
That's okay. We're going to leave that in because, failure is part of success.
Oh, please do. Please do.
It's true. It's part of our mindset over here.
I'm not used to doing podcasts without looking at the person on the video. It's weird. Have you ever got that when you do like something that you're not used to? I've done a lot of interviews. I've been on stage, but as a podcast, it's the first time I'm talking to someone. Third time I'm talking to someone without.
Well, you know what they say. Third time.
It's kind of like a phone call.
Like a phone call. Third time's the charm. It's like a party line. We're on the line here, and you joined in, and we're just having a conversation. And you know what? Taking risks and doing things different is part of what it's all about. Well, Paul, is there anything else you want to share with us before we tell folks how they can get a copy of the Crypto Factor?
Yes, there is. No matter what you're doing in life, no matter what you are trying to become, what you are trying to achieve, I would urge you to read. It doesn't have to be my books. Joe Com has 15 bestsellers out there. There are people out there that have a lot to give, a lot to offer, a lot of things that you can learn from, thrive from, emulate. And and succeed ultimately in what you want to become and what your end goal is, if you will. And failure is part of it. You will fall. You'll have to get up and fall again and fall hard. And right there where you're falling and everything is going wrong around you, there's ashes everywhere. You will rise from the ashes as long as you can remember what you have learned from these people. It's like an invisible hand that will come and just pull you out of the ashes, right? And please read, learn. Anyone can do this as long as they put their mind
cue
to
the
it.
theme from Rocky. Bum, 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 bum.
Yes. Yeah.
Gonna fly down. Awesome.
Adrian.
The book is The Crypto Factor by Paul Democritou and Blaise Matai. Peek behind the blockchain, discover what it actually takes to succeed in the cryptosphere. Is thecryptofactor.net is the website where you can learn more about the book. And Paul's YouTube channel is Paul Democritou. You can find that in the show notes for this episode, badco.in/246. And we want to give away, well, actually, Paul wants to give away 10 copies of the Crypto Factor to you, the listeners of this podcast. So how are we going to do that, Trav?
I think what might be a really great idea would be to call our phone number, 708-885-9030, and tell us what do you think? What do you think it's going to take for Bitcoin to be successful?
Maybe why will crypto succeed, right? The book is The Crypto Factor, and it's all about succeeding in the cryptosphere. So here's what you do. Call us at the Bad Crypto Hotline, and we'll give you the number again in a moment in case you haven't got it seared onto your brain or you haven't tattooed it on your arm yet, which is also acceptable. And say, hey, my name is blah, 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 especially if your name is blah, blah, blah. And I'm calling from, you don't need to say your street address. We don't want to, invade your privacy too much, just city, state, country, whatever. And say, I think crypto will succeed because. Keep it under 60 seconds. We will randomly select 10 of those of you who call in. It'll be random. It won't be based on the content. Just, make sure you have an opinion in there. And then we'll reach out for your name and address to be able to ship you a copy of the book. It's that easy.
Oh, can I say
I don't
two
know,
things?
can you?
Can I put my 2 cents in there? I can
No,
try.
go for it.
No.
Thing number one.
Okay, first of all, if your name is blah, 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 it's instantly. Okay, so right. I'll send you all my other books.
Well, that's actually, if you watched Arrested Development, Scott Bio's character was an attorney called Bob Loblaw, BOBLOBLAW, Bob Loblaw, which is fantastic.
Yeah,
That's
Bob
amazing.
Loblaw, law blog. Because he was a lawyer and he had a blog. Yeah.
And the second thing is, are we doing 10 copies this show or 2 copies per show to keep people coming back?
We're gonna blow the whole wad here. Okay, call us. We're gonna
Blow them all? Okay.
Nobody comes back.
Yeah.
They don't.
Okay.
So 708-885-9030. Call us and tell us why will crypto succeed for your chance to win a copy of the Crypto Factor. Paul Democritou, thanks again for joining us today, my friend, and good luck as you proceed with the Crypto Factor version 2 that I understand Mr. Travis Wright will be included in.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you, Travis. And yes, he will be. And if anybody of your viewers have any ideas or want to really read about somebody in volume number 2, reach out to me. Maybe we can get that arranged.
Thanks, Paul, for joining us and for this awesome book and for inviting me to write the foreword as well as be involved in the book. And Mr. Travis Wright, you're going to be apparently in the second edition.
Yeah, I think we guilt tripped him into that. That was great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love you, Mr. Joe Com. It's
love
fun
you too,
doing
brother.
this show with you, man. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
We're having a time of our life doing this stuff, aren't it? I mean, seriously, what's better than this?
I've had the time of my life.
Although I will say it was more fun last January. I'm hoping it'll be more fun again.
Can I do that thing where I run at you and you lift me up like Patrick Swayze did to Baby?
Only if we have multiple cameras, 360 cameras. That way I'm lifting you up and then it goes all around. Like that would be, maybe we can get Larry Wong on there to set up some cameras and do that.
Yeah, Larry, come on, Matrix style. We want to give away these 10 copies of the Crypto Factor, so make sure you call the Bad Crypto Hotline, 708-885-9030, and tell us why you think crypto will succeed. I mean, that's the theme of this book. So make sure you say your name or a fake name, and maybe where you're calling from, and try to be brief. Keep it 30 seconds, maybe, because brevity is the soul of wit.
Are we going to include those in a future show? These people's
we might.
Yeah, maybe we'll do that.
If they're witty. If they're witty. And you know what? Don't wait to win. Go support. This is great that Paul and Blaze wrote this book, and it's definitely worth a purchase. So go grab a copy on Kindle or paperback. Links to the book on Amazon are in our show notes at badco.in/246.
Yeah, yo.
Instead, say stay bad.
Yeah, yo. Stay bad.
Who's bad?
The Bad Crypto Podcast is a production of Bad Crypto LLC. The content of the show, the videos, and the website is provided for educational, informational, and entertainment purposes only. It's not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, or trading advice of any kind. You shouldn't make any decisions as to finances, investing, trading, or anything else based on this information without undertaking independent due diligence and consultation with a professional financial advisor. Please understand that the trading of Bitcoins and alternative cryptocurrencies have potential risks involved. Anyone wishing to invest in any of the currencies or tokens mentioned on this podcast should first seek their own independent professional financial advisor.
Geico presents yet another voicemail from your roommate.
Hi. So, about the kitchen. Turns out when there's a grease fire, you're not supposed to throw water on it. Who would have known, right? Anyways, the fire department is here and it's totally cool. Give me a call back when you get a chance.
The Geico Insurance Agency could help keep your personal property protected, like if danger is your roommate's middle name. Visit geico.com to see how easy it is to switch and save on renter's insurance.